All right. So our first question comes from Anthony Neal, and he says, I want you guys to be number one, but Stasis Locke had Gary Chalk on the show. How are you going to reclaim the title of number one Beast Wars podcast?
Yeah, Anthony, we never lost the number one spot. And by the way, did you listen to that show? Besides Candace, that was pretty rough.
Wow.
It was. I mean, it was like, like Dalton and a couple of other dudes, and they were like, excuse me, Mr. Chalk. Can you tell me?
He did not do that. Come on.
It was like that.
Mr. Did they really call him Mr. Chalk? Because, if Peter Cullen was on with us, we would be like, yo, Pete, what's up?
How's it hanging, Pete?
How about some hookers and fat rails?
So, is there any truth to the rumor that you have a 12-inch schlong?
It would turn into a total Howard Stern interview, man.
Yeah. Like, Pete, how much blow did you do in the 80s?
There was coke everywhere.
Imagine you're a chick and fucking coked up Peter Collins banging you.
You got the touch. You got the power.
It's so creepy. He's singing and banging.
Well, he does have that sex cult, right?
Yeah, okay. There's like enough coke left in the bag for like one line, and Peter chops it out. Ironhide's like, but Prime. Now all we need is a little cocaine and a lot of luck.
I need you to make a special run to my dealer. The Prime.
Down and shout. Ow!
Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so huge.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me. Ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo.
He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. Welcome to episode 108 of the Blackout and Shout show, starring our very own special Levi E. Curry, super customizer.
Hello.
Levy, everybody can hear you clicking the mouse. We know that you're working still on your super customizing right now. What are you super customizing?
I'm just clicking through some things here.
Okay.
With a hammer.
Yeah. And that other voice you hear is our very own internet celebrity, Michael Kincaid.
What's going on?
How are you doing tonight, Michael Kincaid, internet celebrity?
I'm doing good, but as the night goes on, it's going to go even better because I had an edible right before we started.
Ooh, excellent.
So by Toy News, I should be,
Levy, I'm going to have to ask you to mute yourself if you're going to keep clicking away like that, because I'll have to drive over there and choke the shit out of you. If I have to keep hearing fucking click, 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 click. So, Mike, we'll start with you. Did you get anything? Did you get any hauls? Do you have any shout outs or plugs you like to contribute?
Yeah, let's start with the hauls. So I got Fast Track from Hasbro Pulse for my Scorponok. He's a cool little figure. And I got a couple more Micromasters for the G1 collection. I got the Cannon Transport, and I got the Monster Truck Patrol. So with those two, they put me like right about the halfway point.
That was back when monster trucks were like super popular, I bet.
Yeah. They look like a pack of Skittles too. They're like every horrible color you can imagine. that was it for hauls. Shout outs. Yeah, I got to quick go through my messages real quick. Let's see here. So yeah, I got an email from a cat, Brandon August. It's spelled August with an E at the end. I don't know if the E is silent or not, but hopefully I'm getting it right. But yeah, it was a cool message, man. Letting somebody listens and digs the show and all that stuff. And it's like, I like getting a message from a noob, you know what I mean? Somebody that we haven't heard from before. So, because you kind of almost forget, you know, that other people like in Kentucky and Russia are sometimes listening.
You know? Did you say Kentucky and Russia?
Yeah. Well, those are the last two places. Those are the last two places I offended. But yeah, so I don't know where this dude's from, but yeah, it's cool. So I like getting a message like that. So shout out to Brandon. Thanks for writing. And
maybe you could like send us the message so we could read it ourselves. And
nah, you don't. Because
it's specifically about you.
Yeah.
Is it? It's all glamorously about you.
No, it's
you know, Mike, not everything is about you.
That's why I didn't read a damn thing. I just said he likes the show, and you know, and yeah, he liked listening to the show. And,
I thought you said you got a really good email message.
Yeah, it was a nice message. Likes the show.
So like 2% of that message was probably like, hey, I listened to you on the Blackout and Shout show and it's a really cool show. And then the rest of it is about how I love you. I love your art. And oh my God, your t-shirts designs are so great.
He's such a peckerhead. Yeah. I'll paste it.
How many times did he ask for your autograph?
You know what? We're hey. You know what? I'm just Brandon. I'm gonna apologize to you, Brandon, because you probably didn't write any of that, and if you did, I apologize to you. But it just gives me this whole huge opportunity just to make an ass out of Mike. Oh, that was
so. But thank you, Brandon.
I actually pasted the wrong message in there. Hang on a second. That's the wrong one. That was the follow up. Yeah, you know, next time we're at TFCon, I'm gonna make sure Larry Manning follows me around at all times.
Go ahead. It's not like he's kryptonite or anything.
All right, where we go. There's the original message. All right. So shout out to listener Brandon. Thanks for writing.
Just let me how you never did. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh.
Shall you go through it and chuckle first before I move on, or
yeah. No, I'm yeah. No, yeah. Let me read it.
Now we just lost Russia, Kentucky, and Brandon.
That was a nice message.
Yeah, I said it was a nice message.
I didn't say they don't see anything wrong with that email at all.
All right,
what are you talking about? Levy, do you see anything wrong with it?
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean,
well, Mike didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
Well, he did. He didn't want to share it. He's like, you don't want to read it. You don't want to see it.
Because at all times, anytime somebody says some shit like that, you know, Jed goes into Jed mode. You know,
I think what you really should have said, Mike, was, I don't want you to read it.
Do you want to know what my secret is, Mike? I'm always in Jed mode.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
If it's 100% of the time, it's no longer a mode. It just is. Oh shit.
I wanted to read it, no matter how sucks it is. So. You were just probably wondering because he says you're definitely the main reason why I listen to the Blackout and Shout show, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want you to see that part.
And I'm paraphrasing.
Because I didn't want to go through all this. I didn't want to go through this shit.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's okay. Every member of the show has different types of fans, you know? So continue, Levy. I'm sorry, Mike.
I'm so popular, you just forgot who I was.
That was 100% on purpose too.
And so plugs. I finished up a new t-shirt design since the last time. It's the the Rebel Alliance plumbing.
Do you know what would have been even better in the whole Brandon email if you would have said that he didn't like Levy or me at all?
We're still on that.
He goes, "You're the main reason why I listen to the Black Sling Shout, but I don't like the other two guys."
Is there any way to get rid of
Jed?
Yeah, especially that jerk Jed
Yeah,
and that asshole Levy. All they do is make fun of you. They'll be like, all they do is make fun of you.
Nah,
I hate them.
nah, see, you're trying to unfairly lump Levy in, like, so you can have an accomplice, but Levy's not really doing anything.
No, I'm just saying there's three parts to the show, and only 1/3 of the part of the show is actually the main reason. So, quote unquote.
Yeah, but you're still lumping Levy. Levy.
Well, he's the other
like,
2/3 too.
No. Listen, just because this all goes back to like with John Bailey eating babies. Just because Levy saw him eat a baby, don't mean that Levy also ate the baby.
That's the funniest part too about that is that you guys were there.
That's a callback.
You're the ones that are like, he's a dick, and I wasn't even there, but I'm the guy that hates him the most. I never even met the guy.
Yeah, that's because you were in Jed mode then too. Congratulations!
Like I said, I'm always in Jed mode.
You've been in Jed mode now for 105 episodes.
Like you said, when it's on all the time, it just makes you a jerk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, either you love me or you don't. But anyway, Brandon, thanks for writing into the show. Or sorry, thanks for writing the mic about the show. I appreciate it.
Oh man,
I'm glad you listen.
I can't wait to get. I hope you know what, Brandon. Send me another message about how much of a jerk Jed is. If you made it this far, no, I want to read that one on the next show. I want to read that one.
He's already unsubscribed.
I agree with you completely. I like hearing from people that we don't ever hear from. It's nice to
new people.
Yeah, instead of getting the same old praise from Mike's fans all the time. It was like the guy that Tyler was talking about that time up in Canada.
Oh,
this is Mike and Mike's crew.
Mike's crew.
Yeah,
that was my. I don't want to say it was my favorite moment of the whole weekend because I wasn't part of the crew, but it was my favorite moment of the weekend because Tyler was part of the crew. and I let them hang in Crewville. After that dude said that, I should have, like, when I left, I should have turned abruptly and started walking and summoned everybody that was with me.
You should have acted like what's his name from the Fifth Element? What Chris Tucker from the Fifth Element when he was like he'd snap it.
They would all been like, "Yo, fuck you, dude." Oh man, yeah. Can I get back to my plug real quick? So
don't let my ego drag on the ground like that. Pick it up. Yeah, I'm sorry. So you were saying that you finished your design?
Yeah, I finished the Rebel Alliance plumbing shirt with Admiral Akbar.
Cool.
It's a crap.
It's a crap. You know what cracked me up though? Levy, when we talked about it last time before it was done, Levy said he almost shared or saved the sketch and shared it.
Yeah.
And then I finished it and he didn't share it.
I wasn't sure if I should.
He saw the finished product.
It was a finished product and he's like,
it's a crap.
Oh man. So that's up on the website, but I'm waiting. The website's out of blank shirts right now. So I have a couple orders in limbo, but it is on the website and I'm sure they're going to be restocking soon. So go get yourself It's a Crap Rebel Alliance plumbing shirt. DragonStarShop.com.
Cool.
And shout out to all the Reflector Files fans. And shout out to Brother Kyle. Brother Kyle's been kind of like putting some shots in there a couple times here and there.
He's been doing a lot of photography work lately.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yep.
He's been he's going to school for that now. So applying his knowledge.
So, anyways, that's all for me.
No more plugs or shoutouts?
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm good.
Okay. How about you, Levy?
Hi.
Hi,
How's it
Levy.
going?
Good. Levy, you're the main reason why I listen to the show.
Fuck you, Jed. Oh man. So for hauls, see here. Yeah, I got that Marvel Legends Rogue, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Just came out with the vintage packaging, right? I got Earthrise Runabout, Earthrise Ratchet, and that green RC mold figure. I can't remember her name. That Amazon exclusive one.
She's a medic, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't care.
She's a repaint, and that's it.
Yeah, and you know it's funny because I actually canceled my Earthrise RC because that thing looks like shit.
Oh yeah,
But then
Yeah,
you
it
got
looks
the
like
medic.
Well, because it came in a 2-pack.
Oh, okay.
With the Earthrise Ratchet. So I wanted Ratchet, so I had. Yeah,
Hasbro's like nobody's gonna buy this one by itself. We have to stick it with something else.
Yeah,
that's
essentially.
true marketing.
Yeah, because I have the Generations RC. That was so much better. That's so much better. So, but anyway, yeah. So and then I got the payment request for my Amazing Yamaguchi cable.
Oh.
So I paid that, and actually I got one, picked one up for Mike too. So
I'm in.
yeah. So those are on their way. I should probably have those by Tuesday, I think, possibly even Monday.
So, Mike, would you say you're actually collecting these figures now, or are they still being gifted or traded to you?
Yeah, but I told you I'm not collecting Marvel Legends, so I'm not collecting Marvel.
Specifically Marvel Legends. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike's amassing himself a nice little collection of import Marvel figures, man. He's got.
I got 3. I'll have 3 after Cable gets here, and 4 after. What other one do we got coming? Gambit? No, is it Gambit?
Yeah, Mayfex Gambit.
Yeah.
Didn't Yamaguchi do a Psylocke and a Gambit?
They did. Yes.
You should get those too, Mike.
I gotta check the Psylocke out, but she looked a little anime-ish.
Yeah,
anime-ish.
The anime and the Amazing Yamaguchi don't really mix too well with Marvel Legends and Mayfex because they are more anime styled. The Cable actually I think will fit well, but
yeah,
they're
about the Cable, but
yeah, their female figures are very anime looking in the face.
They really do the big eyes and the little mouths.
Yeah,
like over the top.
So, I mean, I think Brother Kyle still has his Psylocke. He had been looking to get rid of it. So, I mean, if you want one, you could probably check with him to see if he'll sell his.
I'll have to take another look at it again, though. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I mean, I personally love the figure, but that's just my personal preference because I love everything that Amazing Yamaguchi does. So, just about. I mean, the Venom is kind of, but yeah. So I'm excited to get that Cable figure. That Cable figure looks awesome with all the freaking guns and shit that it comes with, and the metal arm. Someone in an Amazing Yamaguchi group that I'm in showed somebody who did some like detail work, like some paint detailing on it, and it looks amazing. What they did, they added some shading and stuff to various parts, did some panel lining, and it looks really, really good. So, but yeah, that's it for my hauls.
I have a question for you then after you're done with your shout outs and plugs.
Oh, okay. I did pick up a couple games in the Steam autumn sale. Did you pick up anything, Jen?
What's a sale?
Oh my god! You know, no. Some of these guys, some of these indie developers, man. You know, they deserve to be supported.
I purchased the what's it called? Megaton Rainfall, I think it was. Yeah. I was actually looking at I wanted to get Half-Life Alyx, and then I looked at how much it is. It was like 65 gig or something like that, and I didn't have the space. So I kind of passed on it for now until I can kind of clear up some space because I bought that what's it called, the Star Wars X-Wing TIE Fighter game, Squadrons. That's it. Yeah. So that's been taking up all my. I didn't want to install it. I wanted to go back to play it eventually. So. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't buy anything during the sale.
Well, there's actually a game that I haven't started yet, but I've been reading up on it and watching videos and reviews on it. I picked it up. It was like I want to say $7, but it's called the Pains Creek Killings, and it's a mystery game. You're trying to solve a cold case murder from 1995. I guess this town has been sold off, and so it's been abandoned. And so I guess this insurance company wants you to try and investigate this case one last time before the town is sold off and whatnot. And so you're supposed to try and investigate this murder. And the thing is, like, the game doesn't hold your hand, doesn't tell you what to do, and you're encouraged to take your own notes and whatnot, and just solve the crime. And
sounds
seems
cool.
really, it seems really cool. And I'm actually really eager to get started. I'm probably going to start it this weekend before Cyberpunk comes out. It's called the Pains Creek. The Pains Creek Killings.
Pains Creek Killing. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
I'll put the name in the chat.
Mike, didn't you say you got a VR headset?
Not yet. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
Me and Vanessa both got one.
Oh, wow.
Brother Kyle said
cool.
that there was a bunch of games and stuff, like he plays against his roommate and stuff. Like he said, he played like table tennis and shit. But I mean, I'm sure we'll find some shit to do. But I think we both wanted separate porn stashes. I think, I don't know.
I would recommend like
I know ePorner. I know.
No. I was gonna say I would make it the Half-Life Alyx is probably one of the best games out there right now. If you're into that, like Half-Life, type of first-person shooter. Yeah. And Lone Echo is a really good one too. It's kind of creepy, and you're like this android robot that's on a space station. That's kind of sci-fi. There is Robot Recall. It's like where all these robots go crazy in the city and you have to like shoot them and stuff. That's kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, those are the Beat Saber. That's kind of fun too if you want to like do like a workout and stuff. But some of those
it comes with a couple, right?
I don't know. Does it, Levy?
What's that?
The Quest 2. Does it come with any games?
Does it come with any games?
Yeah.
There's free stuff you can do. Yeah.
No, I mean it doesn't come with any like included games or discount or codes or anything.
No.
Because like when I bought my Rift, it came with that Marvel Avengers coupon code that you could download for free. Then
no, it didn't come with anything. But like I said, there's free applications you can do. So
or
the Vader games are you played that, Mike? The Vader games are really cool. So
yeah, but I want to play that. I want to play that in my own living room and really cut loose though.
Yeah. You're like, you're like, wow! You step on a cat, knock the TV off the wall.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Levy. So you were saying your VR game got the autumn sale stuff?
Yeah. Oh no, the Pains Creek Killing's not VR.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought that was like a VR mystery murder game. I thought that's kind of cool.
No, it's not. It's first person, but it's not VR.
Yeah. Well, who the fuck cares then?
I do. There's plenty of good gaming experiences that aren't in VR.
I completely agree with you.
So yeah, I think I'll try and maybe get started this weekend before Cyberpunk comes out next week. So
all right.
Once that game comes out, that's going to take up like all my gaming time.
What else you
got? That's it. I mean, I got a couple other games in the Steam sale, but
I gotta ask Levy a question then.
What's that?
So you got me that Rogue for my birthday, right?
I did, yeah.
But I gotta follow along the timeline of events because I want to see how involved it was. Jed, did you really get the Rogue from John?
I did.
Oh, okay. I thought that was an elaborate like cover up to try to not give it to me while still keeping the secret that Levy got it, and it was funny because Levy, like John told me about it and I was like, yeah, man, but I was a couple hours after, he said he got it and shit. And then he wrote me back a couple minutes later and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man, Jed got it. And I was like, it was like in Seinfeld, like when he's like Newman, but it was like Jed. So I was like, fuck, man. So I was on my lunch break and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go to the Target real quick, see if I get lucky. And I was in the Target and Levy hit me up. And he asked me.
Oh, you were actually in the Target looking for it.
I was in the Target looking for the Rogue. Yeah. And they had it. I would have been on my way to the cash register with it. That was like, right. You texted me on my walk on the way out.
Oh, well, good. Because, that's exactly why I messaged you, because I figured, once you knew that it existed, you would want to, want to get it.
You know me, Levy.
Yeah. So
I didn't know if John was just like, I need to come up with some sort of reason not to give him this fucking thing now.
John said to me, he's like, I got it for you. He's like, so on. He's like, but Mike wanted it too. I said, Mike who? He's like, Kate. I'm like, oh. I said, well, I'm glad that you didn't give it to him. I said, because Levy got him one for his birthday. And he's like, he's like, I told him where to exactly go to get the other one that I saw. He quick deleted the messages that he sent you.
Yeah. Because I did see it deleted. I didn't see the message until after he deleted it. It just, it says John deleted a message. And I'm like, what fucked up shit he said there, man.
Yep. He gave you specific directions on how to get one. He's like, go to the store in this aisle. It's there.
And I definitely would have. So it was funny when Levy hit me up. Did you get John's message about the Rogue? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And I'm just like, fuck, I'm at the Target right now.
John's like, do you need a Rogue? I'm like, I don't really need one. I said, but if you have an extra one, I'll take it from you.
She's nice looking. She's nicer looking than the other one, don't you think?
I thought isn't her like lipstick fucked up on it, Levy?
No, that was just that one. I think that was a Chartemus's review sample that he got, or whatever. The lips were fucked up. No, like all three of the ones that I have here, I looked at. They're all good.
Cool.
So anyways, was that it, Levy?
Yeah, that's it. I don't have any shout outs or plugs or nothing.
Okay. Jed, what about you, man? I don't have any
shout outs or plugs.
I got my Ready Player 2 book, and that's one of those things that has like pages in it with words on it that you kind of open and read, and it tells you.
We know what books are. You
okay, I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure if you guys knew what books were or not. Anyway, so I got that. I've been reading it. It's pretty good. It's really cool. I also got the Star Wars Black Snowspeeder that I've been patiently waiting for the price to drop on, and it did during I don't know if it was like Saturday or Sunday in between the whole Black Fridays, Cyber Monday thing. But it was originally $130, I think, and I got it for $80 on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
So I got that in the mail. That thing's huge, but it's really cool. And I had to get a water bottle. I got a little bit more expensive water bottle than I usually get, because my wife usually gets me like water bottles from like the dollar store or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was opening up the one the other day, and my hand went like right through the plastic. Like I literally had like half of my hand inside the plastic water bottle. It just crashed. I was like,
you're like fucking Superman.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was like, then I realized that this plastic could probably cut the shit out of my hand. And then I was like, I better take my hand out without getting sliced up. But I was like, I think I better put a little bit more money than just $1 into a water bottle so this doesn't happen again. So yeah, a new water bottle. It's pretty cool. Flip top and everything. But that's it. I haven't gotten really anything else.
It's a slow fucking week when a water bottle makes the haul list.
I got my Captain America shield's coming tomorrow, so I'm gonna get it in the mail tomorrow. Can't wait. It's the Falcon, Winter Soldier shield.
When it gets there, you should take it out of the package and bean your old lady with it. Just to see if it comes back to you.
just to prove the physics work.
Beat your old lady with, hit her in the head with the shield, and then get down on the ground and whisper "Hail Hydra" into her ear.
It's like that meme from when he's in the elevator and he whispers in the guy's ear. It's just like the big fight happens.
There's a lot of good ones, man. There was, I think Levy might have posted it. The one where he's saying to the dude, "Yeah, man, I know a dude with a small penis that sounds like an owl." And the guy goes, "Who?" And he goes, "Exactly." And then the fight breaks out.
She was at the top of the stairs the other day and she wanted me to throw something up for her. So I threw it up and I beamed her right in the freaking forehead. I was like, nice catch. Luckily she didn't sway forward and then take a roll down the stairs and stuff. Oh, Jesus. I got a funny story. So I was talking about something, things that happen. And I said to her, "Do you see this?" I said, "There's this whole message. I don't want to name anybody, but I said, look at this. I said, this guy's wife, I said, left him because he was collecting too many stuff. I said, are you going to leave me?" And she's like, "No, I'll never leave you." I was like, fuck.
Jesus.
God damn it.
Well, what can I do?
What can I buy? What will make it happen? She's like, "I'm never leaving you." I'm like, God damn it.
Just tell her how much those Dinobots really cost.
She won't believe me. She'll think I'm just making it up. Anyway, so shout out to everybody that follows us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other social media sites that we forget about. Would you guys like to move on to the news?
Hold on. Mike, did you see that meme I posted or that I texted you with Vince Neil?
The one with Vince Neil. Yeah, that's actually an old.
Is it?
One, yeah.
I just saw it. Tyler.
I did, but it is pretty.
Tyler Fulcher posted it, and I thought it was pretty funny.
The one when he's the
the snow giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never saw that before. I laughed my ass off when I saw it.
Yeah.
It don't even look photoshopped. It just looks just like the original and shit.
Yeah.
God, I almost pissed myself. All right, yeah, we can move on to the news.
All right.
The edible's really kicking in.
Cool. Did you hear that Hugh Keays-Byrne was 73 years old? He's an Australian actor. He was played the bad guy in Mad Max and Mad Max Fury Road.
Yep. And Morton Joe.
Yeah, he passed away.
Witness me.
Yeah. David Prowse was 85 years old. He was an English actor. He was in Star Wars Clockwork Orange and a movie called Jabberwocky. He was also a avid bodybuilder, and he played the body double for Darth Vader. He actually died of COVID, which was interesting. And Lon Adams, who is 95 years old, was the guy who developed the recipe for Slim Jim. He died too of COVID.
I just want to make a correction there about David Prowse. He wasn't the body double for Vader. He was Vader. Just that James Earl Jones voiced him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, isn't that the same? No, I guess not.
No,
because
he's
playing the body double for.
Body double implies that he's replacing the actual actor.
Oh, okay. So right, so, like stunt.
He was, or something like that. But like he was the actual Darth Vader. He was the guy in the suit. So
you're right. You're right. I said that wrong. But yeah, he was a bodybuilder and he played Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies. And then James Earl Jones did the voice.
Yeah.
Which I think pretty much everybody knew anyway. So
yeah, sure. Just
right.
Wanted to show but rest in peace to Mr. Prowse. And he didn't get the credit I think he deserved early on, for that role, And I think he had legal troubles with them for not getting his royalties or his appropriate payments or whatever. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he did have long-standing litigation issues or something with Lucasfilm or whatever. I think.
I know that you can actually find some recordings of him actually doing the lines instead of James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
You get this real swarmy, you're a British guy
Yeah.
doing the lines.
Oh, Jefferson.
Which movie is that from?
I don't know. Well, that's how
Oh, you failed me for the last time, Admiral.
we had Jefferson before Jefferson. He was Chubbs, but then when he got married, when he was around his wife, he was Jefferson. But when he was around us, he was Chubbs. And Jefferson had like a British, like a heavy British accent for some reason. So every time we would talk about him in Jefferson mode, it was always like, "Oh, Jefferson."
Quite.
Time to go rip the Devastator and play some Mario Kart.
Trailers.
Yes.
So
There weren't many.
I looked. There wasn't. I don't know if you saw in the chat or not, Mike, but I saw there was a trailer. It said Firefly. I was like, ooh. And then it said like Firefly Stories, and it was like a bunch of chicks in it. And I'm like, oh. But yeah. There was a couple other ones. Like there was another one for Monster Hunter, but it wasn't that good. It was like the international trailer, and it's like over 2 weeks old. So I was like, eh. But anyway, yeah, HBO Max put out a trailer for all the movies that are going to be coming out next year, how they're going to be releasing it simultaneously in the theater and at home.
Yeah.
And what was curious about that was there was the King Kong Godzilla and also Mortal Kombat. Did you guys catch that at the end?
I caught the Mortal Kombat one. I had to pause it like a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I saw it go by.
Was that you like was it just my mind and good well wishes that I wanted it, or did I really see it?
Well, no, I knew it was Mortal Kombat, but I was trying to pause it because I wanted to see if there was any other, like a date or anything on it, but it ended up just being the logo.
Yeah. I remember reading a couple weeks ago, whatever, they said that the Mortal Kombat movie was put on hiatus indefinitely. So, but hopefully with this announcement, that means that
there's been a couple of things that they've been saying things like that, where it's either been put on hiatus indefinitely or it's been postponed indefinitely or whatever. And like all of a sudden out of nowhere, it just starts filming.
Yeah.
They have the crew and everything back. I think that depends on the country or the area that they're filming in. And if it's better, King Kong, Godzilla, Mortal Kombat, Matrix, Wonder Woman, or some of the other ones, Levy, I forget. But yeah, it's I had mentioned that like a couple of months ago. I said that'd be a great idea if that was
AMC doesn't think
the model going forward, Well, that's because their stock plummeted after the announcement.
AMC right now, they actually released a statement today expressing their displeasure at Warner Brothers' decision. So, but it's like, hey, this is the time we live in right now. This is what people need to do to try. When
you have things like
someone else, unfortunately,
some like really weird shit going on. So you have like Mulan, who that released for Disney, it lost money, right? It wasn't profitable. I redact what I said in one of the other shows, but it didn't make any money for the production of the movie, right? But it made the most money for Disney Plus, that was like a purchasable movie online. It was like the highest ever, and I think it was over 35 million or something like that. Plus, it got all these new subscriptions to their service on top of it.
Yeah.
So when you have that ROI, that return on investment like that on a monthly basis, that's more profitable than you could earn putting it into a theater and just getting that cash cow for a couple months. Especially if you keep those customer subscriptions rolling and rolling and rolling, month after month. The other thing too is like you have a movie like New Mutants that is complete dog shit, and it didn't do well in the theater, and it has like this cult following now online of people who, it's like a real high rental. And what's the other one that's Tenet, right? That did poorly. But The Croods 2 actually did better than Tenet in the theaters.
Well, how old is Croods 2?
It just came out, I think.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't released that far away from each other, maybe like a month or so.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
So, yeah,
I thought that was an older movie. So I was going to say, it's like, well, I mean, you try to release a movie, in the time of COVID, your ticket sales are going to be shit.
Right.
But
so
no, but if it's a more recent release, then that never mind. Then.
I think it makes complete sense, right? So you have everybody who wants to stay home and rent it and watch it, privacy of their own home theater, and then you have everybody who wants to go to drive-ins, they can see it, and you have everybody that wants to go to a theater, they can see it, and everybody's happy except for AMC.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I think that this pandemic is really opening some Pandora's boxes, so that will not be able to be closed again. So one of them is streaming services, taking over.
It's kind of like the same thing, like the comic book model changed that way too. They were releasing just books on every week, and now they have the books come out, and then they have the digital versions of them come out the same day too. So that way, people have digital subscriptions. They get them at the same time that people can go into a shop and pick them up.
Yeah, didn't they come out like afterwards?
There was a different model.
Before the pandemic, like they released the digital versions, like way after the print editions.
And then they stopped actually the print versions, but they were doing the digital still for a little bit, and then they stopped those too because I guess because of their distributing, the distributor wasn't able to handle any type of distributing during the pandemic. Yeah,
like DC stopped using Diamond, right? Was it DC?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, man, you're right. Times are changing, and the model has to adapt to the times.
Yeah, and it's like also I don't know if the rise in bots and scalping that's going on right now is attributable to COVID. I mean, I guess it could be a little bit because of people's demand for like home entertainment. But that's a box that's not going to be closed anymore either. Where online shopping's not going to be the same again because you're just going to like anything that's in demand that's going to be that you're going to be able to take advantage of like that. You're going to end up having to compete with bots from now on. And so just things are changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Mike.
Yes.
American Gods.
Yes.
Final season.
This is going to be it, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I guess that's probably best because I was starting to lose a little interest during the last season, but knowing that this would be a final season, then I would probably at least finish it up.
I'm pretty sure it is. Or I know Vikings is the final season. I think this might be
that show's been going on forever, hasn't it?
Vikings? 7 seasons, maybe? I'm not sure. 6. But that looks cool. But yeah, American Gods, man. What do you think? I was kind of confused when I was watching it, but I kind of got the idea it's going to be like a big final battle type of thing.
Yeah, it looks that way. I saw, was that Ramsey Bolton in the car with Dead Wife?
Yeah.
He always looks like such a prick, man. Like he's, like that's a good, like, when an actor is so good, like you see him in real life and hate him. Definitely just, it was that smart ass smile that he gave her. It's like you just wanted to punch him right in the grill. But yeah, I don't know. Man, it should be fun. Yeah. Still a little bummed out that Matt Sweeney's not going to be in it.
Yeah.
Because he made the show for me. Seriously.
So that's it for the trailers.
By the way, Shadow Moon looked weird with hair.
Yeah. Didn't he?
Like he didn't look like as much of a badass. Like season 1 and 2, Shadow Moon's on one side of the street, and season 3, Shadow Moon is on the other side of the street. I'm definitely, and I had to fight one of them. I'd fight Shadow Moon with hair. It looks like an easier fight.
He's not Samson, his ability to fight doesn't change with his hair length.
Yeah, but I'm saying that no hair, he looks more like a bouncer. You know what I mean?
Speaking about Tenet, I actually watched that the other night. Did you guys see that yet?
That was a movie, right?
That was a movie.
I remember the weird, like where it was like a weird, like backwards time type of thing going on or whatever. Like I remember seeing the trailer, but
Yeah, it was man, Levy, have you seen it?
No.
It's one of those movies where you got to watch it like again and to kind of get it. But don't think of it as like normal time travel. Think of it as if you have the beginning of the movie playing and then you have the end of the movie playing at the same time, but the end of the movie is playing backwards into the middle of the movie. And the two.
Okay, that just sounds confusing.
It is, right? I was confused in the beginning because they're like, oh no, it's not time travel. It's just because this object, like they showed a bullet, right? They're like, this bullet is moving backwards in time, but you're moving forwards in time. Right. So you have to, and you kind of like, you meet in the middle when that's the moment that it's, like the word tenant. It's like, it's the same forward and backward.
It's a palindrome.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So just think of like things as being like a chronological palindrome. Thank you.
I'll think about it. You try to say it, and we'll see what happens.
But it was kind of funny. It was like, you're not like shooting the bullet; you're actually catching the bullet, and But there was like a lot of scenes where it was like the scene would be like the guy's fighting a guy, but the one guy is moving forward in time, right? And the other guy's moving backwards in time, but the fight is happening in forward motion. So it's not like they had a fight and then they just reversed the recording of it. Yeah. It was actually like the one dude was reversed, but the other guy was forward motion. So it was really wackadoo, but it was a really good movie once you got past the whole thing. The one scientist chick kind of had the best line. She's like, just don't think about it. It's just is. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes the most sense. Don't try to figure it out. Just enjoy the movie as it goes.
It sounds like a mind fuck, man. It sounds like a one you'd really want to maybe have an edible for.
Yeah, because there was like a big scene at the end, and they had these two deployments of troops, and the one deployment of a troop was deployed. They were both deployed at the same time. Right. But the one deployment of the troop was moving backwards in time, and the other deployment of the troop was moving forwards in time. So when the guys were coming out of the one container, they were moving forward in time. They're like running, with guns through the field, normal, easy thing. Right. Yeah. But the other troops were moving backwards in time. So they were like the battle was over for them, and they were like coming out of the container after they were already done, after the whole fight was over.
I mean, it sounds trippy, but like if something was moving one direction in time and the other one was moving the other direction in time, you would think that technically they would only meet for a split second right in the middle. Right.
They meet in the middle. Yep. Yeah. And everything's normal for like a second, and then then they cross. So yeah, that was kind of like part of the whole movie magic. But yeah, it was definitely a thinker, but it was a good movie. Yeah. I started watching that anime that Will recommended, Gangsta with an A. Yeah, that's good. It gives you like a kind of like a Cowboy Bebop feeling to it.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking it's only one season. And I started watching what's the other one? The Samurai Champloo. Mm-hmm. Did you see that, Levy? You sound like like you're familiar with it though.
April watched it.
Oh, okay. That actually
she used to be a big anime fan, so.
Oh, and then she met you.
Well, she hasn't watched anime in a long time, but
right.
But she used to be really big into like Naruto, like a lot of the more popular stuff back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
And that's actually from the same people that made Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
that was like the next project they did after Cowboy Bebop was over. But
they also did a one called Wolf's Rain. You ever hear that?
I did. I wanted to check that out too.
So it's about shapeshifters and shit.
Mm-hmm. I saw an episode of that. It looks really cool.
You might dig that, Mike.
What's it called again?
Wolf's Rain.
Wolf's Rain?
Yeah.
Like rain, REIGN?
No. Rain is in the weather phenomena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's by the same people that did Cowboy Bebop, I think. So
I grabbed the 4K versions of all the Lord of the Rings movies and Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. Those were good. I was just watching an interview with Peter Jackson about how he said that when he went back and looked at all 6 movies, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, they didn't look the same. Like they weren't color corrected the same. So they went back and they redid that so that it all kind of had the same look to them. So you like watch them all from the beginning to end and it'd be the same experience. And they said they kind of cleaned up some of the effects too that seemed a little bit dated. He said they didn't make new effects. They just kind of like brushed them to make them look like newer.
Up-res them, or?
I don't know if it's that. I think they just made it blend better.
Yeah.
So you can tell that it's like an effect. I think it looks great. It looks really good.
Speaking of Harry Potter, I saw a funny meme today where it was like a handgun with Harry Potter-like designs and stuff like that with lightning bolt and then other kind of Harry Potter imagery etched onto it. Mm-hmm. And the caption said, "Harry Potter in the chamber is loaded." And I just thought that was really funny.
I don't know if you guys watched the new Mandalorian episode today, but
yes.
You did? Did you watch it, Mike?
Yes, I did.
No, I didn't get a chance.
No, Mike has a job. Did you watch last week's, right?
I got a job and I watched it.
I was in Butler mode when I came home.
Did you watch the one from last week?
I did.
Let's talk about that episode. What do you guys think about that? Seeing the Jedi and the Mandalorian with Ahsoka for the first time.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was cool.
I imagine Brother Kyle had a joygasm.
I don't think it's over yet. I think he's still riding that.
Yeah, like Ahsoka's like his favorite Star Wars character ever. So, but yeah, I think Rosario Dawson was a great, perfect casting choice. So
that was a cool fight. Like when they were first introducing her, and every time she wanted to go unseen, she would just turn the lightsabers off and then sink back in. I thought that was really fucking cool.
Michael Biehn looks fucking old as shit.
Yeah. Well, it's probably because he's old as shit.
I didn't even recognize him. You know, there's the older people that you recognize. Like, hey, there's Harrison Ford, or here, there's Mike Kincaid. I remember him and shit like that. It's just, when you looked at him, he was like, oof. I'm like, I didn't even know it was him at first. I'm like, hey, that looks like Michael Biehn. And it is Michael Biehn. What'd you think about Baby Yoda's name? See what your opinion is on that.
Grogu?
Grogu.
I'm uncomfortable saying it. I think I'm just going to keep calling him the child.
Levy?
Oh, I don't have an opinion about his name one way or the other.
Grogu. You don't give a shit.
No.
It's still call him Baby Yoda. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean, his name's fine. I don't have an adverse reaction to it like some other people do.
Yeah. So, what was the adverse reaction? Was it like
people just don't seem to like it?
Yeah.
So they want to call him Baby Yoda or whatever. So I was like, whatever, and whatever you want to call him, I don't care.
Jon Favreau apparently named him.
Oh, did he? Mm-hmm. So he's the one that should get everyone's hate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Send all hate mail to Jon Favreau.
whatever they named them wasn't going to be good with somebody. Like, so who cares? Yeah. Ultimately, it's a who cares. Although, what did they called his race? They
didn't. I don't think they named it.
Oh, they didn't.
No, because I think it's been a long-standing rule from George Lucas that Yoda's race would never be named.
Huh.
Well, I mean, they kind of like left things open a little bit too, right? So they said that he was at the temple, and then that someone saved him from the purge, and he doesn't have any memories of it. Right. Someone did a picture of having Baby Yoda, like peeking out behind one of the chairs when Anakin was coming in with the lightsaber. But that leaves a lot of things open. Like some people were joking around that we're going to see Jar Jar Binks, and he was the one that saved him.
Oh,
or the better opinion, he actually lived and he didn't die, and he's hiding out somewhere like Obi-Wan Kenobi is.
Take a look in the chat. I posted a meme of Hayden Christensen rising up out of bed with a start, and the caption says, "Wait, did I remember to kill Grogu on the way out?" Because the whole Anakin killing children memes have gained popularity lately. Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't. Because
in fact, Anakin memes in general have gained popularity, like this one.
I think Robot Chicken did it best when they had Anakin killing all the younglings, because he's like, just go to your happy place, go to your happy place. And it was like him on Naboo, and he was like cutting like flowers down with his lightsaber. And then he put all the flowers in a vase and gave it to Padme.
Did you see the one meme? It's an older one. It's an older meme, but it checks out.
It's an older meme, sir. It checks out.
But no, it's the scene where Obi-Wan just saw, Anakin killing the kids, and he's telling Padme, he's like, I saw Anakin killing Yinglings, and it shows him in the field just drinking beers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, man.
But what do you guys think about some people have been saying that they should get Sebastian Stan to like come in as a younger Luke Skywalker?
Absolutely. I was saying that like years ago.
Who?
But do you want Luke Skywalker?
The guy that played Winter Soldier.
Okay.
They actually have he looks exactly like young Mark Hamill.
He does.
They
he
had
does.
a side-by-side picture of them and everything. They looked almost identical. So
I don't think I want my Skywalker mixed with my Mandalorian.
No, I can see that. I can see that viewpoint, because I mean, really, this season seems kind of like let's throw some other characters from other shows in here, and whatnot, instead of letting the Mandalorian like be its own thing. You know what I mean? So because you got Bo-Katan and Ahsoka, and then there was a rumor that what's her name, Sasha Banks was playing Sabine Wren, but she ended up not being her, which actually I'm glad for, because we don't need to have that many crossover characters. So
I would like to see them take the live action versions of like people from Rebels and then have like a separate show. And then you could have Ahsoka and Sabine Wren and Ezra and, all those people and kind of keep the Mandalorian the way it's going. And I watched today's episode and I like where it's going with that direction too, but let it be its own thing. Because at the end of the Ahsoka episode, they name dropped Admiral Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn. So bring it on, bring more of that Rebel stuff and stuff, into another show. But I like the Easter eggs.
Yeah, I mean, it still is a Star Wars show, so you do want to have those connections to other Star Wars properties. So,
you guys ready to move on to the news?
Yeah.
All right. Levy, correct my pronunciation if I fuck this up. Is it the Arecibo Observatory?
I'd have to see how it's spelled.
CBO.
I can't remember how it's spelled.
The big huge
yeah, I know what it is.
Attached here Arecibo, thank you. Arecibo Observatory snapped apart and fell and smashed into smithereens the other day.
Yep.
That was that other video that I shared.
That was
in the chat.
Radio telescope.
Yes.
For those that didn't know.
It was a pretty long time too. It was like 40 years, 35 years, I think.
It was actually also where the climax of GoldenEye took place.
Yep.
I was just going to say that, man. 006, right? Is that the one that had 006 in it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Played by Sean Bean.
Yeah.
Yeah, who died.
Spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers. It's Sean Bean, one of Sean Bean's characters. He dies. He only dies in roles worth watching.
He was in Ronin, and he didn't die in that. No, he should have died, but he didn't.
I'm just kidding. But anyway,
no, he usually dies. It was in the movie Contact.
Yeah. But yeah, go on. So it collapsed, huh?
Well, originally a part of it had fallen out and damaged the telescope, and they had thought there'd be plans for it to be repaired. And then the other day, all of a sudden, it just went ping, 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 and the whole thing just fell in and crashed down to the ground. Yeah. Which they kind of knew it was going to happen because some of the tension cables had already snapped, like I guess the day before. They had
actually abandoned plans to repair because it was too dangerous to do so. So they were just they were currently trying to come up with the logistics of how to dismantle it when it just decided to solve the problem for them and collapsed on its own. So.
The drone's pretty cool. Watching those cables,
that was really impressive. Watching those cables snap like that, that was really interesting to see that kind of thing up close. Like just this the structural integrity of it just completely fail.
Mm-hmm.
You don't usually get to see that kind of thing up close.
So what are they going to do? What if they're going to clear all that out and build something new there, or if they're just going to bury it?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, who knows? Hopefully they'll do something with the site. They said the loss of this radio telescope is going to be very detrimental to the work that they do. You know, just like, you know, to astronomy in general.
Yeah, I mean, there's other radio telescopes that are around the world that are, you know, sizable just like that, and they have ones that they launched into space that different type of technology that they're using too. But yeah, you're right, it does suck.
Mm-hmm.
Other news, did you hear that Isaac is going to play Solid Snake in a live action Metal Gear Solid movie?
Oscar
Isaac. Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but I like him as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's funny because Oscar Isaac is kind of he's really like leaning toward all the sci-fi type of roles. If you noticed, he's in Dune. Yep. He's in this. He's going to be Moon Knight. He's was in that movie with Natalie Portman. Was that Annihilation? He was in the
Ex Machina.
Wait, was that him, or was that the other guy that looks like him?
No,
you're right.
Ex Machina.
Yeah, it was him. Yeah.
He had a snazzy dance number.
He keeps saying that. It wasn't a good dance number at all.
Oh, fuck you. I watch that scene like all the time just because it was such a great scene.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
anyway.
You wouldn't know a good dance number for punching in the mouth.
Probably wouldn't. Mike, do you have any opinion about this at all?
What are we talking about?
Importantly, do you have an opinion about that dance scene?
You didn't see it.
No, I don't have any opinion.
Did you ever play? Did you play Metal Gear as a child?
No, I didn't.
I did. In fact, I downloaded the re-release on PC that came out just like a couple months ago.
Which one?
No, they just GOG re-release. They released a couple of Konami classic games. Like a month or two ago. Metal Gear Solid. So.
I was gonna say, which game was it? Was it the Metal Gear Solid or was it Metal Gear? Or
Metal Gear Solid and the original Metal Gear, both of them are released. And there's a couple others, but yeah, no, Metal Gear Solid I downloaded. So it's the original PlayStation. It was actually the original PC version of the game, I guess, but it's based on the original PlayStation version. It's not like, you know, any kind of updated graphics or anything. It's like literally the original game. The first Metal Gear Solid, that wasn't the one where he was jumping off the bridge, right? No, that was in the intro in the beginning. That was Metal Gear Solid 2. Right, Metal Gear Solid 2. That was the first. Yeah. That was one of the first games on the PlayStation 2, right? I don't know if it was one of the first games on PlayStation 2. I know it was Metal Gear's debut on the PlayStation 2. Okay. I think it was fairly early on in the life, but I don't know if it was one of the first games on there. Right. I don't think it was a launch title. So I could be wrong, but. In other news, Hailee Steinfeld from Bumblebee is confirmed to be playing Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. It's been rumored and it's been an evaded question, but they actually have video footage of her being filmed on set. I've just seen recently. Yep, she's wearing purple and then she's carrying a bow. Mm-hmm. So very very.
Wait, what's her name again?
Hailee Steinfeld.
Yeah. Bumblebee. She was the chick from Bumblebee.
Oh, okay. And she's playing who?
Kate Bishop.
Oh.
Basically, Hawkeye's protege, right?
Yeah.
Mike's like, I don't care. I don't care who the hell this is.
Just going back to Metal Gear Solid real quick. I broke this down. There's a rumor going around that they are developing a remake of Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation 5. By the same people who just did the Dark Souls remake, Blue something or other, not Bluefin. That's SH Figuarts distributed in America. Blue Point, yeah, Blue Point. They just recently did the Demon Souls PS5 remake, and so the rumor is they're doing a Metal Gear Solid remake now. I got my Metal Gears like mixed up for some reason, Levy. Metal Gear Solid 2 was the one where they introduced Raiden, right? Yes, on the big shell. Okay. Yep. Right. Okay.
And the
Yep.
Metal Gear Solid was the one where
Shadow Moses Island incident with Liquid Snake and the Renegade Foxhound
what was the one
in
where
Alaska.
what was the one with the Psycho Mantis? Was that 2?
That was Metal Gear Solid 1.
That was 1 where he was
Yep.
like making fun of the games you played and you had to use the other controller.
You had to control or plug your controller into the second port. Yeah, he was one of the bosses. They were all named after animals. So you had Vulcan Raven and Sniper Wolf and Psycho Mantis, Decoy Octopus. You know,
Gotcha.
I'm a big Metal Gear fan, so I know all that shit.
I am too. I just, for some reason, I was getting the two
Apparently
games
not
mixed
big
together.
enough, Jed.
Apparently, it's been 20 years since I looked at it, Levy.
Yeah. Then you're not as big of a fan as you thought. Also in game remake news and whatnot, Hideo Kojima, the man responsible for Metal Gear Solid, is actually supposedly working with Konami again to actually go forward with Silent Hills for PS5.
Interesting. I thought he was
That's
like
a rumor.
they wrote the whole,
I thought they burned those bridges to the ground, but apparently not. So apparently they are moving forward with it. That's just a rumor. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great, especially since PT hasn't gotten its just due from Konami. You know, they kind of treat it as their redheaded stepchild. They, delisted it, so you can't download it. And then they just recently made it that it's not compatible on the PS5.
Right.
So,
in other news, other rumor news, there's a rumor that Darkhawk is going to have a Disney Plus series.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Darkhawk?
What?
Yeah, who's Darkhawk?
He's like Nova's like Falcon to Captain America. He was the kid that found the amulet, and then when he would concentrate on the amulet, he would swap bodies with the like android Darkhawk like bodysuit armor. I don't know. He was all in black. He flies.
Is he that Marvel Legends figure that Mike has with the wings?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the first. That was one of the first comic book series I ever really got into. Darkhawk.
Dorkhawk.
Come on, man. Dorkhawk.
That was low hanging fruit.
I already got so if he's gonna get his own show, then we could make him Sparkhawk and put him in the Duber, put him in the Duberverse. Oh, Sparkhawk. Oh, I gotta write that down. I gotta write him down and Kang the Bonkerer.
Yeah, it's a rumor that he's actually going to have his own series. He's not going to be part of another series or at all or anything, but I guess we'll find out.
Good. I'll probably watch that if it doesn't suck.
Does that mean they're going to possibly introduce Nova as a character?
It's a possibility.
The Nova Corps.
I feel like they're kind of moving on to like secondary characters and trying to make them primary ones, kind of like how they did Iron Man way back when. So I guess we'll find out.
Speaking of Nova, and I guess this would be more appropriate for toy news, but Marvel Legends did announce some new figures today, and Classic Nova was one of them.
We'll save it for toy news.
So, yep.
And my last bit of news was that Peter Dinklage star in the Toxic Avenger reboot.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the originals?
I did. I have.
I never have.
Really?
I've never seen the Toxic Avenger.
That was like one of those things that when you were a kid, you'd like one of your friends would have it on VHS or something. You'd rent it, when you were like kind of having like a party or whatever. When you were like 12 or whatever, and you just watching and laughing your ass off about it.
Yeah. I do know that there was a scene, because my one friend told me about it, where I guess he was yelling at some dude, and then like he just ripped his ear off, and he takes his ear and says, "Can you hear me now?" or something. I don't know. That always stuck with me because it just sounds funny. I can't remember if it was Toxic Avenger or if it was one of the other Traumaville movies, but they like hit some dude, like a bunch of like assholes in a car, hit somebody, and then they turned around, they backed up, and they ran over his head, and like it all squished, and it was like.
It might have been like the high school one. I forget what that was called. Something high, trauma high. I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen those movies. They're kind of weird. And that's it. How about you, Levy? What about your weird news?
Weird news? I don't know. Do I have any weird news? Oh, I have a couple.
I know my wife sent you one.
Yeah. Weird news. Okay. I was going to talk about this, but I guess I'll just mention it. But there's been so many updates in the last 2 weeks. This all happened in the last 2 weeks with these monoliths that have been showing up. You guys, I mean, Mike, you heard about the monoliths and shit, right?
I found out about it when you put the picture up with the Blackout and Shout logo on it. But before that, I didn't know shit. So I didn't even really.
By the way, thanks, Jet, for putting that logo on there for me.
You're welcome.
So, a couple weeks ago, like actually, I think right after we recorded our last episode, it came out that some ranchers or whatever, some sheep ranchers or whatever, discovered this monolith in the middle of the Utah desert, in the middle of nowhere. It's just a large metal monolith object just sitting there in the desert. No one knew where it came from, who put it there, or how long it had been there. And then I think it was like a few days later, it disappeared. And then right when it disappeared, another one showed up in Romania. And then I think that one disappeared too. And then not too long ago, one showed up in California, and then that was taken down. So, but the first one that was taken down, they was actually taken down by like these 4 guys. I can't remember. They said who they represented, but basically they took it down because it was attracting too much attention to a pristine area. You know what I mean? It was untouched by people, and now all these people were flocking to this area and leaving their litter, their trash, their literal shit. You know, and so they took it down to keep people away. So. They said they didn't have anything to do with it being there, but they decided to take it down just to protect the land, you know. Leave no trace. They I guess their movement is called Leave No Trace, you know. So
they took it down the wheelbarrow.
yeah. They posted a video of them taking it down and shit too. So and then they got death threats for that. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, they were getting death threats for taking it down. People are crazy, man.
People are fucking crazy. People got nothing better to do, bro.
You know what it reminds me of? Yeah, did you ever play the game Dead Space?
Oh yeah. Do
you remember how the people in that game revered the marker?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it reminds me like people getting all pissed off and like first off, like, you know, gathering in the desert to look at this thing, and then you know, getting all pissed off when it got taken down and actually threatening people for it. It just reminds me of the hysteria around the marker and unitology and shit in that game. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with that for like literally the last 2 weeks. See here. There's been stories of people who ordered PlayStation 5 game consoles on Amazon are receiving instead boxes full of cat food and other mundane items instead of their console. And what's happening is someone along the distribution path is stealing the consoles and filling the boxes with mundane shit. In fact, there was actually a delivery driver that was caught on camera stealing a kid's PlayStation 5 that was meant for his birthday. And he was caught and fired by Amazon, and now the kid's getting a replacement. And I just read an article today saying that the people that were complaining that they got these freaking items instead of their PlayStation 5s are getting replacement consoles. So
all this fucked up shit that goes on when like this console comes out, or when anything new and like super crazy comes out, it's always a lot of fun for me because I'm usually not involved. Like I don't have a horse in the race, so when I hear these stories, they're always funny, no matter what happens.
Where's all the Indiana Jones memes where you're switching the bag of sand with the PlayStation 5, and they're like the Amazon driver, you know, add on.
That's funny. You should make that meme, Jed. You're a graphic artist.
Nobody has time for that.
But you have time to put a Blackout and Shout logo on a monolith.
Yeah.
Jen, every time a situation like that comes up, I stop listening right after the words "you should," and then I go deaf.
You should make a T-shirt that says, "No, I will not make that meme for you."
Here's something that might pique your interest, Mike.
Yes.
Wizards of the Coast is releasing a very special limited edition land set for their Magic the Gathering game. Land set. It's a set of land cards featuring Bob Ross art.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's going to be two of each type of land featuring Bob Ross's art. So it's going to be like 2 mountains, 2 swamps, 2 plains, 2 islands, and 2 forests. And then in 2 evolving wilds or something like that. And they're going to feature art from Bob Ross's gallery.
I didn't really watch like every episode of Bob Ross, but I don't remember very many swamps that he painted.
Actually, they said that wasn't hard to find. The hardest ones to find were actually plains.
Oh,
yeah, because he's in there. How the hell you do a plane with all them happy trees, man?
Yeah. So like they actually said they found one that was one piece that was actually good for a plains, but then another one they actually had to find another painting and just like zoom in on a portion of it and use that.
Interesting.
So, we got paint a happy little tundra right here.
Yeah. So you'll be able to pre-order those soon, I think, if they're not already up for pre-order. But it's going to be expensive. It's part of their Secret Lair set. They Magic does like various stuff sets in the Secret Lair line, and they each set is like just a small number of cards. Like the one was like only 4 cards, but like they're like expensive, like $60 for the set or whatever, for like retail. So I'm not sure what the cost on this one is, with Bob Ross art. I'm looking through the article here. You can pre-order between November 30th and December 14th. So you only have today. We're recording tonight on Friday, December 4th. So as of Friday, you have 10 days to pre-order these Bob Ross Magic the Gathering lands. So,
get yours today.
Yeah. Let me see how much it is here.
Man, it's crazy how much more famous that dude's gotten since his death. I mean, I know that happens on more than one occasion, but it's like, man.
Isn't that usually how artists usually get popular?
It's crazy. It's like, I feel like Nirvana was like more huge after Kurt Cobain's death. And but it's like, man, it sucks that he's not around to see all this.
Yeah. Oh, it's called Happy Little Gathering, and the set is actually only $30. So that's not too bad. Oh, and then you can also get a foil set for $40.
His kid's still around, right?
Son?
I believe so. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. Bob Ross becoming a part of Magic Gathering history.
Yeah, that is cool.
Interesting.
So let's see here. Stan Lee, his former sound engineer, has a recording of Stan going on a profanity laden, not a rant, but here I'll see if I can play it here.
From when I was 19 years old until I was 28, I got the chance to work with Stan Lee. He was the best. But it seems to me that's of the old man.
Here you go.
I don't say it because I don't say dirty words, but it seems to me that so-called dirty word is probably the most useful word in the English language. Because it could be a verb, it could be a noun, it could be anything. Say, that fucking thing, that's no good, Or you go, fuck you, that makes it a verb, right? And no matter how there's no sentence where you couldn't use it to great advantage. And I'm going to start a movement. I want to legalize and legitimize the word fuck. One of the great words in any language.
I think we just need an Excelsior.
Excelsior! No, that's not good. Excelsior! Fucking fantastic. You get that fist up in the air, you weren't looking. Your head was down. I want your head up when I throw my fist in the air. I want you paying attention. I don't want you looking there when I'm emoting. Jesus. The fuck's going on here? What the fuck are you all standing around for? Oh, shit. Fuck you.
So I thought that was funny. You don't really ever hear Stan kind of go off like that.
Yeah, that's excellent.
So talking about the benefits of the word fuck.
Nice.
So,
Levy, I find it interesting that you think it's funny as hell when Stan Lee's dropping F-bombs, but you did not want an F-bomb in Star Trek.
no, I mean, because that's Star Trek. And I mean, like, Patrick Stewart fucking, doing something like that. That's hilarious, but not in Star Trek. Star Trek has a very, very defined way about it, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but hearing, F-bombs in my Star Trek, it's very jarring for me. So
I'm surprised that F-bombs coming out of the Godfather comic books isn't as jarring.
well, it's not because he's talking as himself.
Right.
Now, if he was like, having, Spider-Man talk like that, and that might be a little different, So,
Fucking potatoes. Or no.
Yeah, like when they're talking as themselves, I mean, yeah, that's hilarious. That's great. So, but there's Rudy Giuliani.
I was just thinking back to the G4 what was the Adam Sessler show with Morgan Webb?
X-Play.
They used to have the one producer, he would come on stage as the Stanley impersonator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see those?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh man, they're so funny. He's like, because he would be like, I forget what his name was supposed to be, like Larry the Stanley Experience or something like that. And he was up on stage like the Jerry Seinfeld, he's like in front of the fucking brick wall and shit. He's like, yeah, and there I was there. I said, Jack Kirby, come in, and I said, I'm fucking your wife, Jack. And I swear I got the idea for the mole man. Or he's like, I said, bring that book in here, Jack. And I'd sign my name to it, and I'd make millions, and I'd say, you're fucking fired. Yeah, it was some funny shit. Anyway, Levy, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying about Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah. So as we know, and this isn't going to be getting political or nothing, but as we know, there's been hearings in Michigan over the administration's allegations of election fraud. So Rudy Giuliani has been part of these hearings representing the administration. So he was being questioned by a Democratic legislator from Michigan in the state legislature, and he said something that raised Mr. Giuliani's ire, and in so doing, caused him to fart in open court. So let's see if I can.
The president. The last part?
That last part is not.
You're attempting to seek a pardon, so why is this not part of that?
I will ask that he be disciplined for that. First of all,
Did you hear it?
what he said.
Did you hear it?
No,
Mike?
I didn't hear the
You didn't hear it? It's very, very. This one's the first one.
I will ask that he be disciplined for that. First of all, hold on.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I heard it that time.
That's not the best one though, because he does it again. Let's see here. I'm trying to get the right time here.
Witness, just like you, they don't want.
It's about
Okay.
Mr. Barr and others who have disproven a lot of
I gave you the answer.
Point of order.
The answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you. They
And what's really great was that first one that you could barely hear. His co-counsel, Jenna Ellis, was standing there. She was looking forward, and as soon as he made that fart, she looked, her head just snapped right to him. I'll have to send you guys a video of it because it's so funny because you got to see her head snaps right to him and everything. It's great. So let's see here. So, and then for our last one, this was submitted by Blackout and Shout's superfan Lori Vargo. Also known as Jed's wife. But thank you, Lori.
Never leave me.
This is from the New York Post. Kazakhstani bodybuilder marries a sex doll after whirlwind romance. So
the article had a picture of him laying in the bathtub with her.
yeah.
So like longingly having a couple's bath with candlelight.
So like these really elaborate sex dolls, I think they're just basically large full scale versions of my Fison figures. So this guy,
a metal endoskeleton,
maybe. Yeah, it shows. Yeah, here's the one of them in the tub cuddling. There's a picture of them laying in the bed, looking longingly into each other's eyes. Him looking into her lifeless eyes. Her name is Margot. So good for them, but that's a little weird.
They were engaged for a while before they got married, just to make sure it would work out.
Yeah, it's I mean, how is she supposed to take her vows though? She can't speak.
Like she had they had a ceremony and everything with people invited guests and shit at the.
Hey, as long as he's not hurting anybody, more power to him. If that's what he wants to do with his life, more power to him. Who am I to tell him?
What are they gonna do? They have kids. They'll just fucking buy a baby.
He'll buy a 1/6 scale Fison figure.
It doesn't work out. I can always fucking return it.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I almost freaking choked.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
As long as he's not hurting anybody, more power to him.
And he's a bodybuilder, so nobody's gonna give him shit about it.
And you'd think he'd be able to find all the pussy he wants, I mean, but hey, we're all adults. We're all free to make choices in our lives.
This is the best.
And the best part is,
the
best part is, you can't catch COVID from a sex doll. So,
Man, you got a point.
Never talk back.
Yeah, she'll never talk, and she'll never not want to have sex. She'll never have a headache. She'll never be on her period. She'll never just not be in the mood because you get the dictator mood. What's that?
I said, go on.
You should be a salesman for these.
I was doing like how high? Get him. Get him.
Yeah, more power to him. If it makes him happy, I'm happy for him.
What's gonna happen if they get divorced? Is she gonna take half his shit?
Oh my god!
There'll just be a house with a fucking sex doll fucking sitting on the couch, and he's out in the fucking apartment somewhere.
I hope they signed a prenup.
It's just so ridiculous.
It's a little weird.
It's very weird.
So that's it for my weird news.
It's weird news. You know what time it is, Mike?
It's time for some toy news.
You are correct.
All right, so let's get this one out of the way because I know nobody cares. But Fans Hobby put up a render of MB-17, which is going to be an Armada Megatron.
Armada Megatron. Oh, okay.
He's so much bigger than Optimus.
Yeah, he was though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wait, Armada Megatron had the big, huge treads for like ears or something like that, right?
No, he had. You see those pinchers coming out of the front of the tank?
Yeah.
Those were his ears. He had the tank treads came up over his shoulders or something like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think he was the same size as Optimus was when Optimus was like combined with his trailer, wasn't he?
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, Fans Hobby getting into more off the wall characters. Well, I mean, it's a Megatron, but still.
There was his name. His name's Reese Scott. He's like an amateur artist. He did a picture of that. That's why I kind of knew that. I shared that a little while ago. Let me put it in the chat. It's actually really good. And it's uploading. And there it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a cool pic. Love the colors.
The thing I liked about this Megatron is that they actually did try to do something different with him. in terms of appearance, where like his head didn't look like how it usually looks. You know, they actually tried to make him do a different character.
Mm-hmm. Something different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do give Armada its praise in trying something different.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, Optimus Prime still had to have the traditional Optimus Prime face and everything, but they did try doing something different with Armada, I think.
And he was the fire truck, right?
No, that was
Armada.
RID.
Oh, okay. What was he in Armada?
Well, you're looking at it in the top picture there. It's just a regular truck.
Alt mode? Just a regular.
No, Prime. You're looking. The Prime's alt mode is right up there in the picture of the tank.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was just a regular tractor trailer.
Like, what company did you say that was?
Fans Hobby.
Fans Hobby. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And then this guy, I don't know if this guy came out of nowhere, but it's not like I saw a lot of upcoming. Here comes DX9's drag strip, but DX9's drag strip dropped this past week. I see a lot of people getting them.
Oh, wait, so he actually released or went up for pre-order?
Nah, he's out.
Mm.
I think he's out.
Okay.
There's a team shot. And
that's the whole crew. I mean, do they have? Is there a combined mode?
I'm putting that in the chat right now.
Oh, okay. So that's the first Stunticon MP set that was completed.
Yeah, yeah, because the Menasor body is basically the Motormaster trailer.
I actually think he looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, actually, as a for Menasor, yeah, he looks pretty good.
So I have this picture. So there he is side by side with X-Transbots.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of one versus the other?
I like X-Transbots better.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why.
Because the individual parts, like even though like the arms still plug onto frames, you know, it's not as noticeable because like the individual cars themselves look bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it just looks better. But no, aren't those shells?
What shells?
The car parts for the arms. Because remember when we first originally saw the X-Transbots, the what are the names? Wild Rider and Breakdown. They looked smaller, and they look smaller in this picture too than the drag strip and the dead end. And I remember them saying that the drag strip and dead end were actually going to be faux parts that fit over the actual.
I thought I think you might be right.
Like shells that fit over them.
Yeah,
but don't those X-Transbots cars pull apart?
No, they do. But I'm saying like the actual figures are underneath those parts there, because the what you're seeing there to be dead end is actually just a shell that fits over the actual dead end, because the actual dead end is much smaller.
Yeah, if you look at the size of his arms versus the size of the actual cars that are on the back of his legs, the arms are way bigger.
Way out of scale. And I remember them saying that that you could choose to either do it this way or just have them sit on the arms, and that I would imagine they would look more like the DX9 does, and they would be more in scale with the other parts. Because like I think right now we're looking at faux parts for the arms there.
So here's I kind of like the DX9 one better in combined mode.
Yeah,
and I feel like he's better proportioned. Like he looks more. I know he's a bad guy, but he looks more heroic. Like for one,
I see what you're saying.
He has like a waistline, like where the X-Transbots one. He's got like a brick body, like from his chest all the way down to like the bottom of his crotch. Where on the DX9 one, he's got like the wide chest and he's got like the smaller waist, and then the hips get wider again.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he skipped leg day. Like his legs are a little thicker at the bottom,
I was actually going to say that's the one thing that I don't like about the DX9 versions, that I think his like lower legs are maybe too big. But I see what you're saying with the proportions with the midsection, that looks better.
Yeah.
I think
you also do have a big sword in a way.
I think the X-Transbot head looks better.
Yeah.
Well, Levy, if you look up at the pictures that I posted before the comparison pic, you can see some shots where the sword's not in the way.
No, I'm talking about the X-Transbots one.
Oh,
you got a big sword kind of obscuring the silhouette somewhat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't like the DX9 head. And the lower legs. I'm not digging that.
I just think his legs look so skinny. The X Transbots one, his legs just look so skinny to me.
You don't have any more pictures of that, I guess.
Nah, that's the only one I can find.
The which one was it that you could flip if you wanted the cars on the front or the back?
I think that's going to be Fans Toys.
Just Fans Toys?
Yeah,
I believe so. Which I kind of like. I realize that the way they have both of them right there, DX9 and X Transbots, I realize that that's like the cartoon accurate version, but I don't know. I liked how the IDW version of Menasor had the cars on the front of the legs, and I just kind of like that look a little better.
They just look incorporated better into the combined mode, because like this is the common complaint I've had about exorbitant amounts of parts forming for combiners in general, is that when the entire torso is just a parts forming piece, then you don't need the team leader to be a main part of the body, so he's not really truly incorporated. And it's the same way with this, with the cars in the back, they're kind of obscured from view, so they're not really incorporated as well.
They're like kibble. They're like expensive kibble.
Yeah, and they just look like cars just slapped on the back of the leg. And I mean, imagine when you put them on the front, they just look like cars slapped on the front and whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, at least they're more visible. Yeah. And their color helps to break up all the gray.
That's another thing.
All the gray and black. So when they're in the back like that, they're just obscured from view, and you don't really, and look on a shelf. Like how we say it's like, people complain about all the like the crazy back kibble on Takara Masterpiece and stuff like that, and it's like, well, you don't have your figures facing the wall when you put them up, do you? And so it's the same thing with here. You won't be able to see them as well because they're in the back.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting the Fans Toys one for combined mode, so I'll probably most likely will have them displayed on the front.
Yeah, but that's not how it was in G1, Mike.
Yeah, well, I'm a rule breaker. Like, this is the MKU, Levy.
No, I'll probably put them in the back. I love how we just spent that entire time criticizing it and then just saying, that's how I'm going to do
threw me the fuck off, man. It was taking a second to sink in.
No, but I that's probably will be how I do it, because that's how it was in G1.
Yeah.
So plus I have the transformation Stunnicons too. So the only thing is I don't know if any of these Menasors have the Wild Rider and Breakdown's orientation right, because they have them facing downward, and they should be facing upward, but the hood of the car facing towards the knee.
Even when they're on the back, you're talking?
Yeah. They shouldn't be facing downwards. They should be facing upwards, because remember when they would combine into the leg mode, they would basically stand up on their feet and then just change into the leg, and then like their head would connect into the knee.
Yeah.
So
that picture I put in the chat, that was from like a prototype thing of what they were putting together, how it's going to look. So it looks like they originally had to have like some like a break there in the midsection there, Mike, where you can see the chest and the ab a little bit better.
Yeah, and is this picture an older picture or?
Yeah, it's an older picture.
And I kind of like that better, unless we're just not seeing the silhouette right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking because first off, like, he's really dark in the torso, so you're not getting a lot of detail, and you have that big sword in the way. It's possible that we're just not seeing the midsection there properly. So,
and you said, Levy, that the cars are supposed to be facing downward or upward?
Upward.
Okay.
Yeah, the front of the car should be at the knee, and the tail lights should be at the feet.
And this is probably one of those,
if you want to go for G1 accuracy.
Color's not final either, because it looks like it's all like really dark.
Yeah, but in this prototype shot, you can clearly tell that those are shells on the arms. Those are not the toys. Those are not the figures.
Yeah.
Well, I know they redid it, right? So that it was bigger and redesigned a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, I know. Yeah, I know they redesigned that whole part, but I think they said that. I think I did remember them saying that you'll be able to choose whether or not you want to have the shells to have larger looking arms, or to have the actual figures be the arms, and just to incorporate the actual figures into the combined mode.
In that picture that you put in there, Jed, he looks better proportioned than the picture that I put in, but it's just shot from a different angle.
Yeah. It
So that
could just
could be
be
it, too.
it could just be the picture here
Yeah.
that makes him look like that. So
There was
we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Damn, it's crazy. The Menasor Wars are kind of going to be coming to an end all at the same
Winding
time.
down, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Smokey,
I don't know. The whole Fans Toys thing, they said, like, Fans Toys production is kind of slowing down a bit.
Yeah, but I heard Smokey's on the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
Mm.
Smoky.
It's funny.
Fans Toys drag strip.
Fans Toys drag strip with Smokey. Yeah. It's funny that when I heard Smokey, like my mind went to Friday right away. but then I guess what is it? Not Breakdown. Dead End.
Yeah.
Is going to be the Bandit. I just thought was kind of funny.
He's going to be expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's going to have all the combiner parts.
He's going to have all the combiner parts.
Man, I wonder how they're going to do it.
Wait, I thought Fans Toys was going to sell the combiner parts separate.
I remember them saying something about that they're going to include the parts with the last figure, and he's just going to be a lot more expensive than the other limbs.
That's a lot more business. That's a lot more business savvy. Because if I was buying these for individual, I wouldn't be buying those extra parts if they were actually extra. But just putting them in with the last figure is like a way of getting you,
Yeah. Because if you want the last figure, you're going to have to pay the inflated price.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in the case of the Combaticons, like I got the Oculamax Combaticons, and I know that was like an all inclusive set, but they sold that extra add-on kit with like the chest plate and the extra feet and whatever, that extra head, I think, and that other shit that you put on, and it's like, I don't think so. That's all I got for Transformer toy news. I don't know if you guys got anything else.
Yeah, I saw. I was telling you earlier. I saw that BBTS is selling the complete Warbotron set for $150.
Yeah, that's cheap as hell, man.
Wow.
That doesn't include the Shockwave Legends figure that they had included.
You can get
that beats the $500 I paid for it.
Yeah, how about it?
I feel like a real chump now.
It's wild.
That was how many years
ago. Some of the prices that shit that we, I'm paying $100 a piece for the Constructicons for
the TFC Hercules.
Yeah.
Imagine paying $100 a figure for that thing.
But the odd thing about it is that it was a pre-order and it's going to be released like next year. So are they still making it? That's kind of unusual.
Yeah, that is pretty unusual.
And it didn't say anything about being like what the hell is that company called? Jim Bao, like oversized?
Yeah. No, it was actually called a Warbotron.
It's just a simple reissue.
Yeah, which is weird, but okay.
Weird. For such an old figure with other better representations of Bruticus out that people have in their collection. I don't know if I really see a market for a reissue for Warbotron. I mean, which will probably be why they're offering it so cheaply.
I mean, you can't beat $30 a figure.
Well, I think maybe we might be looking at it from the point of view of 3 third-party collector veterans, broke motherfuckers, like from the point of view of a say a guy that collects all mainline shit. $150 for that Warbotron combiner compared to like the $150 you're going to spend for a fucking mainline combiner. That Warbotron combiner is pretty goddamn nice for $150 if you look at it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it could be the gateway drug for some people.
But it's also the same price then as a Titan class.
Yeah,
so,
it's $30 a figure.
Yeah. So your Titan class Predaking or your Titan class Omega Supreme, they were originally retailed for $150, I believe, if not more. So I mean, that price point's not unheard of for a mainline Hasbro collector. So
yeah. Well, even like some of these other combiners, like how much were the C-Cons? They were expensive as hell, man.
Which ones?
The mainline C-Cons that they had for.
Oh yeah.
Was it Power of the Prime during that line?
Mm-hmm.
How much were the other combiners, like the ones you got like in Combiner Wars?
Oh, I think
just for comparison's sake.
I think they ended up being like 80 something. If you like, well, no, hold on. You got each of the limbs was like 15, maybe.
So there's $60,
and then the main torso was like 2025 or something. 25, I think.
So you're looking at
maybe 29.
So you're looking at it like close to $100 for the combiner itself, and then if you want to get like the add-on kit for another whatever $30 or $40 to make it look really good, you know, then you're looking at around the same price for that Warbotron, man.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get that other, like, there's other ones. You could probably get the Computron one for not much more than that at this point.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I remember when those came out, though. They were like, "Oh, look at this Bruticus, man."
Yeah, and he's still not a bad figure.
Nah, he's a cool figure.
Certainly not a bad looking figure.
But if you remember, if I remember correctly, that set like a new standard for scale, because I think he was like
at the time,
wasn't he like 15 inches tall?
Mm-hmm.
And all the other combiners were like Hercules size, which were like about a foot tall. And it's like, and that thing came out, the Warbotron came out and was like, whoa, man, this changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild. It's wild when you look at the timeline sometimes.
Yeah. I like that. I love the Warbotron look. I think I like the stylized look.
Will you be getting that then, Jed? Or
I already got it from Mike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Caw.
I picked that up that was like 2 years ago, I think, or more. Yeah. I think I got that off you. So I shared these are like new Diaclones. This is Tri-Jetter and Tri-Digger. They're pretty cool. I liked it because like it kind of gave you like a, you know, the one kind of gave you like a Thundercracker, Starscream type of Seeker look, and then the other one kind of had like a Twin Twist and, you know, kind of like a that type of style to it. And yeah,
that looks like that Galaxy Thunder, like you know, the Galaxy Starscream or the whatever he was from Cybertron. Yeah. It kind of looks like Thundercracker from that line a little bit. I think
if I remember reading it right, I think you can take the pieces apart from each one of these and like put them together into like, you know, like a combined version, just like most Diaclone stuff you can.
Mm-hmm. Or should I say he's reminiscent of Thundercracker?
He's very like that one there with the jets is very reminiscent of a machine war Starscream, I think.
Yeah, the cockpit specifically.
It is.
The cockpit specifically, yeah.
Kind of like an SR-71. You know, like the girl like kind of style there was like walking with a jet kind of it's very reminiscent of Macross.
It's reminiscent or vaguely somewhat like it.
I don't know. I'd say it's kind of reminiscent of it.
Mm.
But no, I just wanted to include because these went up. I think they were like $100 a piece. But they looked really cool.
Yeah, all those Diaclone ones, man, they're pretty dope.
This one specifically because it had a very Seeker-esque look to it.
Yeah.
Except for the giant fucking plane gun that was maybe a drone or something like that on his coming out of his fucking back of his neck.
Yeah.
But that's all the transforming robot news that I had. But Levy was mentioning stuff about Marvel Legends today.
Yeah. Yeah. They released or not released. They put up for pre-order a new is it Tri-Sentinel Bath Wave. Not familiar with that character, but it's a House of X wave. We had the Marvel Now white suited Magneto. That version of Professor X was in the all black bodysuit with the freaking Cerebro helmet. Jean Grey's Marvel Girl costume. Powers of X, or is it House of X? Cyclops and Wolverine.
House of X. Yep.
Yeah. So some of them look. I'm not going to be getting any of them, but
me neither. I was thinking about getting the Jean Grey, and I was like, I like the newer Jean Grey look and more 90s look anyway, more so than the classic. I do want to get that. Sorry, go ahead, Levy.
What were you saying? You wanted to get one now?
I was going to say I do want to get the other ones that were mentioned.
Oh yeah, I was getting to that. They announced was it like a ashen Deadpool from the end of Deadpool 2 when his costume got all covered in soot.
Yeah. Talking about milk in a mold. That's
really right. It's the exact same figure, just a slightly different color. Classic Ultron, they showed off.
That one I didn't see. Cool.
Yeah, they showed off a classic Ultron. I don't think he's been put up for pre-order yet. Couple Walgreens exclusives, the dark Silver Surfer.
It's from the Silver Surfer Black series.
Is Silver Surfer Black? Okay, yeah. He's got Thor's hammer, something else, and then
Nova.
Yeah, classic Nova. Yeah, I think he's another Walgreens exclusive, right?
I think so.
And then
MODOK.
Yeah, and then they revealed the new deluxe figure MODOK, which caused a little bit of ire amongst some of the folks in the Marvel Legends group I'm in because he's priced at $50 as opposed to the standard $30 that most deluxes are. So, but I think paying $50 as opposed to the $100 that the original MODOK Bath fetches is still pretty good. So
sure, I'm gonna need you to get me the newsletter.
You need to what?
Get the Walgreens exclusives for me. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I can't get Walgreens exclusives to save my life. So
I don't have a Walgreens around me.
Yeah. And the Walgreens I have never stocks anything, or when they do, the one guy that works there freaking snatches them up for his scalping buddy. So yeah, I think that's it for Marvel Legends news.
Levy, real quick, man, you were talking about that Psylocke, that Amazing Yamaguchi Psylocke. I thought we had a Psylocke pre-ordered, the Mafex.
Oh, that's right. Not? I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Mafex is doing a Psylocke. That's right. We do have that one pre-ordered.
You got the Mafex, you got the Psylocke and the Gambit pre-ordered for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure we were.
I'll go double check it after we're done recording. But yeah.
Got the sickness.
The only thing with that Mafex Psylocke, I'm not thrilled with the purple lipstick. So
the other news,
red.
I can't remember the name of the company, but I had shared this before. There's a 1/6 scale Cloud and Fenrir that's coming out.
Oh yeah,
and it's actually like a third party, 1/6 scale, but I think it's supposed to be like $300 for both.
Oh, wow,
which is actually pretty good for a 1/6 scale Fenrir. And the Cloud figure.
Imagine if that was Hot Toys, that'd be like $600.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So I'm thinking I got enough Clouds, but I don't know. That's how big that would be. That'd be huge. Because I have the Player's Kai version of it, and that's big, but 1/6 scale. It looks pretty good too. I'm actually pretty surprised at the quality. And that's all the toy news that I knew I had.
Yeah.
How about you, Levi? Is that it? Yeah.
No, that's it. That's it for me, I think.
Moving right along to Q&A.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me get the Facebook open here.
I just remembered there was that Saturday Night Live skit about the adult collectors and stuff when they were collecting Star Wars stuff. I think you guys probably saw that. But when I got my snow speeder, I showed it to my wife, and she looked at it and she goes, "Where the fuck is that?" And then she looked at it. I'm like, but look at it. I said, look how cool it looks. And she goes, "It says 5 and up on it." I'm like, yeah, way up. I said, I'll probably hang it from the ceiling or something. She's like, really? You're going to hang that from the ceiling? I'm like, I said, I don't know. Shut up. I said, thanks for the Christmas present. But last week, the show got cut off. And I asked you that question, Mike, about, showing like work in progress stuff.
Yeah.
And I decided to take a gamble and see what happens. So I shared like some of my work in progress for the shader that I'm doing, with like the pieces of like the Jetfire mold that I was building. And I got like a lot of good, comments about it. And then there was like the one thing that I knew I didn't want to happen. I knew it would happen, that there was this one guy in the group, and he basically took that and like made his own like video about like robots in space and shading and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I was afraid that shit was going to happen. like people like kind of stealing your idea and then rolling with it so they can get more like likes and views and stuff.
Right.
But I guess that's kind of like the balance. You kind of get your public opinion, and then you get the one or two assholes of the group. So
yeah, you can't escape that.
Right. So what kind of questions do we have this week, Lev?
All right. So our first question comes from Anthony Neal, and he says, I want you guys to be number one, but Stasis Locke had Gary Chalk on the show. How are you going to reclaim the title of number one Beast Wars podcast? And then Brother Kyle responds, oh, LMAO, your move, Blackout and Shout.
Gary Chalk, who's that?
Ooh. So big shout out to Anthony. Anthony's he's cool. He always likes our stuff all the time, everything we post and stuff. But yeah, Anthony, we never lost the number one spot. So I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. And we don't have like an insider like Candace does over there, where she can have Gary Chalk on, where she just asks him to come on. So, and by the way, did you listen to that show? Besides Candace, that was pretty rough. It was a pretty rough show.
Wow.
It was. I mean, it was like like Dalton and a couple other guys. Tyler and Dakota wasn't on. They weren't on. So it was like Dalton and a couple of other dudes, and they were like, excuse me, Mr. Chalk. Can you tell me in episode 4 of season 2, did you have like the ideas of like what you were gonna say, or was it already there, in your mind ahead of time?
He did not do that. Come on.
It was like that.
Mr. Did they really call him Mr. Chalk?
It was. I would say it was about 90% close to that.
Because if Peter Cullen was on with us, we would be like, "Yo, Pete, what's up?
How's it hanging, Pete?
How about some hookers and fat rails?"
So, is there any truth to the rumor that you have a 12-inch schlong?
It would turn into a total Howard Stern interview, man.
Yeah. Like, Pete, how much blow did you do in the 80s?
Lines of the right of all sentient beings.
There was coke everywhere. It was in my nose. It was in my pants.
It was in my pants. Like, why would the coke be in his pants? He put it on his.
I
put a little on his
prime, and I send this coke out amongst the stars. We are here.
How do you like? Hey Pete, how do you like your Coke? In a can or a bottle? In a bag.
Imagine you're a chick and fucking coked up Peter Collins banging you.
You've got the touch. You've got the power.
It's so creepy. He's singing and banging.
Well, he does have that sex cult, right?
Yeah, okay.
Another callback.
Yeah.
All Peter Cullen does is lines and bang hoes. We should have Will on every once in a while, like as remember when Howard Stern had that dude, he was evil David Letterman. Like we should have Will on as evil Peter Cullen, even if it's for like a quick 5-minute segment here and there. Just ask him shit and have him just answer all fucked up.
Well, thanks for the question, Anthony.
There's like enough coke left in the bag for like one line, and Peter chops it out. Ironhide's like, but prime. Now all we need is a little cocaine and a lot of luck.
I need you to make a special run to my dealer.
The Prime. No butts, Ironhide. Get your ass over to Smitty's.
No, it would be Unicron. It would be Unicron because there would be that whole the whole negotiation. You know, he's trying to get the bag a little cheaper, and it's like, you know, his bargaining postures are highly dubious and all that shit. It'd be great.
And
nothing.
Well,
All right, well,
thanks for writing in. Here's your request.
Jesus. Casey Kasem on every now and then.
Evil
Yeah.
Casey Kasem.
Evil Casey Kasem.
Fucking
What
ponderous,
did he say?
man.
This is ponderous. That's right.
Fucking ponderous.
This is ponderous. Fucking ponderous.
I got to come out of an upbeat number and do a goddamn dog death dedication.
All right.
What's the next question?
So our next question comes from Brother Kyle. He says, "Hello, friends. I have a suggestion instead of a question. A segment of the show called How Sucks Is It? My first submission is the entire AOA Legends wave. Soft, shitty plastic, close to zero accessories, and a bath that no one wanted. What were some of your guys' biggest toy disappointments?" Oh, I guess I did have a question.
Biggest
So-
toy disappointments.
Yeah, you know what? Looking back on that AOA wave, I love the AOA characters, but that wave was kind of shitty. So, I mean, I like the Wolverine. The Wolverine was all right, especially when you put the can of beams claws on him. That bath was terrible. Fucking Sugar Man. Who the fuck wants Sugar Man, man? What a
Apparently
fucking
you,
lame
because
ass
you bought
character.
it.
What a lame ass fucking character he is. Fucking Sugar Man.
Mine's that Castlevania wave. That was disappointing.
Yeah.
Just the articulation was horrible.
Mm.
I still have the other 3 figures in my stash, and I still haven't gotten it shipped.
Yeah. For me, it would be the Planet X Insecticons, man. I was like so excited to get those things when I got them. Wow.
Were
Like,
those the little ninjas?
what's that?
Were those the little ninja guys?
No,
Fans
that's the Fans Project. No, I'm talking about the Planet X ones, the ones based on the game designs.
Oh,
And they were just not good figures, man. They were so small, and they just didn't feel like they were made from great materials. And it just, and I paid so much for them. And
Yeah, I
just
heard people were really surprised at how small they were.
Yeah. And I watched reviews, but it just didn't really sink in when I was watching the review. It's just how small these things were.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I was just like, oh my God, I paid this much for these things. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah. So not my favorite figures.
how sucks it is.
How sucks it is. What about you, Mike?
Probably.
Your marriage. How sucks is it?
How sucks is it?
Sorry.
I was gonna say that the Bumblebee 2.0, but I don't even think that fucking thing's gonna stick it out for 15 years and annoy the shit out of me. Oh man. Yeah, like that fucking Bumblebee was extremely underwhelming. I was gonna say that one, it's a toss up between that one and the KFC Blitzwing, which is funny because brother Kyle actually bought that fucking thing off of me.
What about Sandstorm?
Yeah. If so, the thing
That's
is with it's okay. That figure is okay, right? But the thing is, it's Sandstorm, so you're not as invested in a character like Sandstorm as much as you would be like Starscream. So if they would put out a Starscream that exact same quality and articulation and as accurate or inaccurate as it might be, and it was Starscream, it would really be it would kind of suck. But the fact that it's Sandstorm, you're like, it's okay. Like the helicopter's cool. The vehicle mode, the car mode is kind of a little off, but nah, that one really doesn't. That's like the Blitzwing and the Bumblebee because I like both of those characters. more. Well, I don't even know if I like Bumblebee. We've just been force fed Bumblebee for so long. He's almost like, you know what? No, I take that back. Like Bumblebee's like fucking, you know, like Huffer or some shit. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of there. Like I like Blitzwing, but yeah.
I'll ask you the same question in a couple months when you get the HasLab Unicron.
Yo, that's coming soon, man. That's in probably a month and a half tops.
Yeah,
if everything is according to plan.
Soon.
Yeah.
When's the Sentinel coming?
Sentinel's not coming until next August.
Fuck, man.
Dude, Hasbro's into me for so much fucking money, man, because I bought the Unicron and 3 of those Sentinels, man. It's like over $2,000.
3 Sentinels.
But the nice thing is that is all paid for already. So
yeah, it's
not like you get that, you know, that notice. Oh shit, I got to come up with it.
Yeah. What was that? How you felt when you got that mistake emails from the Chosen Prime? You're like,
you know
shit,
what?
I got fucking. Where's my money?
I'm going to tell you something. I'm actually like I'm in a good spot where it didn't even like I was like bring it on. I want all that shit. I really was. My first inclination was not how much it was going to cost. It was I want all that. Bring it on. Because I was really super disappointed when I found out it was a glitch.
And now you know how I feel about Virtus.
Yeah. It's, you know what? It was on I got what was the last X Transbots thing? Oh, the sweeps. And I was just looking at the back of the boxes and they have like a, you know, like the painting and shit of all the characters and stuff. And Springer's like right there in the middle. I was going to like take a picture of it and be like, who the fuck is that, man? That character look familiar to you? The X Transbots do this character already. It's unbelievable.
I'm going to get it. And I'm gonna be like, it's the greatest figure ever done ever.
Well, it's funny because you pre-ordered it like 3 fucking years ago, and like that Quintesson, the prosecutor, the one that has like the octopus arms and shit, and like the alien head, like they never even said anything about this motherfucker, and it says coming soon already.
Well, I mean, they don't transform, so it's not like you have a lot of engineering there.
Yeah, but still, you know, it's like it's just funny how things are jumping the line.
Wasn't that lock like announced before the Virtus too?
It was announced a while ago, but not that Springer was announced before lock. Springer was announced before.
We saw the prototype in the display case. What, in 2 years ago?
In DC, I think.
Yeah,
but that was a year.
No, I thought it was 2 years ago. We saw it with the Frank or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was in DC. But I could be wrong. It could have been Chicago. It could have been.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I thought it was like 2 years ago that we saw it.
Did they ever have a prototype? The Springer prototype? I can't remember. No,
never showed anything like that at the show. Or I'd be like, look, there it is. It's real.
I mean, unless they were really waiting for the Springer war to die down, because all the Springers kind of came out, you know, pop, back to back. While or whatever, so maybe they were really letting some time pass.
I know it was that, and then they said they were going to redo a part of it, I think, or something like that. And then, but yeah, man, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. Stupid fucking song.
Yeah. Imagine hearing it live.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What? Why would you be there?
They had to be opening for somebody.
I told you that. Yeah, they opened for Nickelback.
Which one were you there to see?
Chris.
Oh, you were there for Daughtry. Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I actually had fun at the Nickelback concert. It was fun.
That's rough, Levy.
except for when Staind played, because they sucked.
Yeah. So did Daughtry play 12 songs in a row that all sounded exactly the same?
No, they were good. They were good. They were fun. We enjoyed them.
That dude went on there and tried to sell himself like a rock and roll guy, Daughtry. And then he just put out album after album of ballads.
Who's worse?
Yeah.
Daughtry, Pitbull.
Daughtry. Because like, well, I mean, not that like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Pitbull's trying to. I mean, Pitbull sucks too. But
I don't even know what any of his music sounds like.
I told you before, it was like some executives thought it'd be funny. They give some guy who does karaoke some money, and it got out of hand.
It got out of hand. Like he goes around dressed like an 80-year-old white guy, you know.
Like
it's like he's like the Cosmo Kramer of music. I don't know what the hell's going on out there.
I just want to know what Levy was doing at a Nickelback concert.
He just told you, man. He was going to see Daughtry. Were you going or you're April? You took April.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
so you
to see Daughtry.
specifically went there to go see Daughtry.
Yeah, because he was opening up for Nickelback.
And by happen chance, you just kind of fell into the Nickelback concert.
Yeah, we actually ended up in a Nickelback video.
Did you really?
Yeah,
they crowd surfing.
They filmed part of the video for Rockstar there.
I want to throw the fuck up.
Nah, I mean you can't really see us, but I know exactly where we're at in the crowd.
Well, thank God for small favors, Levy.
You know what, man? The Nickelback concert was actually a lot of fun. We had a good time.
He's going over his lineup is like Stained and Nickelback and Daughtry, and it's like, all right, well, who the fuck was there that was cool that you actually wanted to see? But then he ran out of bands. It was just those three fucking guys, man.
Meanwhile, you go to check out the Nickelback video and you see Levy in the front row. Yeah.
Nah, he's crowd surfing. He's like on top of he's the dude floating on top of the crowd.
I had the opportunity to do that, you're damn right I would have. Shit, man.
He's on shoulders.
Getting caught on video crowd surfing at a Nickelback show is like if there was some sort of like raid in a sex shop and you were the one that got caught like with the dildo in your ass as the cops were kicking the door in.
He's on April's shoulders flashing the fucking band.
Showing Kroger his nuts. Look at my balls. Look at them. Look at my balls.
Oh my God.
I don't know how the hell you have fun at a Nickelback show. But I give you a pass because you said that you're not really like much of a music fan, so you don't really know why they're so offensive.
Oh my God. It was fun. It was a fun concert.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was
Let's
money.
move the fuck on. What's the next fucking question, Levy?
There are no more questions.
Oh.
Actually, I should say SLB Vlog wrote, did Nate remember to ask a question? And then Jed answered him. I don't see one from Nathaniel Armstrong. And he tagged
I don't know if you guys want to answer or not, but it did cut off, when you were talking about what animal you, and we kind of left it at Mike wanted to be a wolf. So I don't know if you want to kind of justify your.
Do you remember what I answered with last week? Because I forget.
Well, Mike, you started talking about how Mike would look funny as a prairie dog, and then you started going into the wolf thing. You really didn't get into the actual.
Who, me or him?
You, and then Levy didn't. I don't think Levy's was. I don't think Levy or me actually said anything. I think you went first, Mike.
Yeah,
that's a shame because that was actually really funny if I recall correctly.
Well, yeah, it's
that whole conversation.
Technical difficulties, Meanwhile, there's people are listening right now going, "Geez, it would have cut off an hour ago."
Yeah, I can't remember what I said. I wanted to.
Yeah, I can't remember what you said either. I remember exactly what I said because the wolf and the monkeys was my first picks, and then the prairie dog was the unfortunate. Here's the Ace Ventura choice.
It's okay, Lev. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just trying to remember what I said last week because I remember being really funny, and I can't remember what it is now. And I don't want to answer the question if I can't be funny. Oh, it'll come to me.
If you're not going to say something funny, don't say anything at all, Levy.
That's right. That's the golden rule.
All right. So, Mike, do you have any anybody that pissed you off, the past 2 weeks that you want to rant about and tell them to fuck off on air?
No, I don't think
I have. MKU, Legion of Idiots.
The Legion of Nitwits has not gained any new members over the last couple of weeks, except for that one moron on Instagram. So, did you see any of those screenshots?
Yeah, the one about
Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah, Shannon Elizabeth. Yeah,
that had to be somebody like I know that was fucking with me. Because why would anybody be that excited over that?
I mean, Levy did go to a Nickelback concert, so stranger things have happened.
Like, like let's put yourself in the shoes of the person in question. You're like, all right, so here's some dude I don't know that met Shannon Elizabeth for 60 seconds, so I'm gonna pepper him with all these questions about all this dumb shit. Like, I thought it was you.
He was definitely trolling you.
Well, yeah, he was definitely trolling, but I always wonder if it's like just a random troll or if it's like somebody I know that knows that like I have a temper, so they're like, well, let's go fuck with him.
No, see, if it was me, I would like reveal myself after the whole thing just to have even more laughs,
Yeah, Jed can't do something like that without taking credit for it. So
right, exactly.
You're the bad guy in the Bond movie, like when you got them all tied up and then you reveal your plans to conquer the fucking world.
See, I could let something like that ride for weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You expect me to answer, Goldfinger? No, Mr. Kincaid. I expect you to wonder. So you never did find out if it was somebody that?
No, I let it go on for a while, and then I was just like, I said, I wrote back, and I'm like, do I know you? And he wrote me back, and he said something about playing football. We played football in high school. And I wrote him back and I told him I played baseball, you asshole. And then I blocked him. Yeah, you knew me really well.
Ooh, this just in.
Yes.
Mayfex revealed pictures. This is coming from Brother Kyle from the BNS chat. Mayfex just showed off their Homelander.
Oh.
He looks good. And their Fat Thor.
Homelander is such a douchebag, man.
He's great. I can do what I want. Oh, Mayfex is doing a Doctor Strange too.
Are you gonna put him in the chat so we can see him, or are you just gonna
Just go to the BNS chat?
You just gonna lavish over it, or what?
They're in the BNS chat. Just go look at them there.
That means I have to open another program.
Oh,
sigh.
Stop it. That Homelander looks great.
I know, Levy. There's a third party company doing 1/6 scale of him too.
Oh yeah, he's like the greatest character ever. I love Homelander. Oh yeah, he's awesome. I love him.
Yep.
Speaking of Doctor Strange, Mike, I did really like the last parody. Duberverse one of that one with all the multiple hands. That was really good, and the lighter.
Did you see the lighter? Yeah, the lighter was great. I was like, I never really plan them out. Like, we come up with the names and then I just Google and see what comes up. And when I seen that one with all the hand from casting the spell, dude, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be gold. The Duberverse has been going on for a long time. But
you gotta like spill into like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I have to come up with some good puns for the names and shit like that. It's kind of tough. Well, except for Yandoob. Yandoob was a good one, but
Groot should be pretty easy.
With like how?
I don't know. I mean, it's like a one word thing. You should be able to like hit that one up pretty good, right? And he's a fucking tree.
Well, yeah, but you still have to find something that like is close to the name.
Oh,
that's always the tough part. But I'm sure we'll come up. I got a good roster going. I have like 3 months worth stocked up and ready to go.
Awesome. So, anything in closing?
I got nothing.
Levy?
No, that Homelander looks money.
Oh, I think you're gonna say like something like Nickelback rocks or something like that.
Oh, they do, but
unbelievable.
Fuck you, John Bailey.
All right, enough's enough. We're out.